Let's talk about Lando Norris because his journey from being considered a bottler to now being a championship leader, it is inspirational. If I look back at his journey, I think the one quote that comes to my mind is, it doesn't matter where you begin, what matters is where you finish. Now, Lando Norris in 2024, he was a top driver that suddenly found himself in an unlikely championship battle. And one thing that was obvious at the point was, first, he wasn't ready. Second, it did appear that there were a few holes in his game and that had to be worked on. Now, after he's won the race in Brazil, he's gone from being a driver that could not keep a lead after securing pole position to a driver that is the runaway favorite of winning the championship. In so many ways, Lando Norris, he has been in the spotlight in the last 18 or so months, and something that has been probably not in the spotlight is the way he has continued to evolve and make his game better. In 2024, one of the major issues with his driving was, and that's why he got the term bottler, was because he could not keep hold of pole position. He had 7 pole positions in 2024 and only twice he was able to hold on to the lead by the end of the first lap. This was how poor the situation was last season. Now fast forward 2025 and it is quite clear that this is something that he has worked on. This season he's had 6 pole positions, out of which 5 times he has managed to hold on to the lead by the end of the first lap. Now that's a remarkable change, being 2 out of 7 in 2024 to 5 out of 6 in 2025. That shows improvement. And it's not only in this certain aspect. If you talk about his wheel-to-wheel battles, Lando early in the season, he wasn't too confident with the car he had under him. When battling Oscar, he was not self-assured, and hence we saw what happened in Canada, where he basically crashed into Oscar and ultimately ended up having a DNF. Since that race, Lando struck back. He has shown improvements, be it Austria, where he fended off Oscar almost for a large part of the race. Then in Hungary, where once again he showed brilliant racecraft. It was a driver that showed that he could learn from his mistakes, something that, again, away from the spotlight, we didn't really notice. And finally, probably the most important thing, early in the season, Lando Norris, you cannot rely on him to make the most of that final push lap in qualifying. Be it China, Japan, Jeddah, Bahrain, Barcelona, so many others. Every time when it came to that final push lap, Lando made an error. Now you come back to the second half of the 2025 season, and I think other than probably Singapore, you cannot pick even a single race where Lando has messed up that final qualifying lap. And I think this is very important because what this shows is Lando, he knows that he's not perfect. He knows he's not the best driver on the grid. But what he also knows is if he finds an area to improve, he works on it and ultimately you see the results. At the end of the day, this is all you want from a Formula 1 driver or from anyone in life. Going from where he was after Zandvoort, when he was basically out of the championship, to now almost being the runaway favorite, that's remarkable. And it's been improvements that have been made incrementally and something that deserves a lot of credit.